Namaste and welcome back to the DSA class. Today we are going to be solving another important question from the interview perspective called as maximum subarray, which is again a LeetCode question, question number 53. Okay. Now, why I have picked this question is, through this question you will also be introduced to an algorithm which is a very important algorithm which you will be using in many different places, right? So, two birds, one stone kind of a question. Anyways, what does this question say? Let us directly go to LeetCode and read once. So, if in case I take you to LeetCode, you will observe this is what the question says, maximum subarray. Given an integer array nums, they will give you an array of integers, allow both positive and negative. Find the contiguous subarray containing at least one number which has the largest sum and return its sum. In other words, an array is given. What do you mean by subarrays? You know, because we have already solved a program where we have printed all the subarrays of an array, right? Anyways, here, you know, this is a subarray, this is a subarray, this is a subarray, like that. Now, if you add the contents of the subarray, whatever sum you get, the largest sum which subarray is giving you, that sum you have to output. Because here, if you notice, 4, minus 1, 2 and 1, if you add together, you will get the largest sum which is 6. So, this is the subarray. I hope you are able to think. That is what the question is expecting. Now, how can we go and solve this? Let me show you. First and foremost, just to give you an idea of what you mean by a subarray, I am just taking an array, minus 1, 3, 4, minus 2. Okay. Now, I am creating a table where I have subarrays and I have their sum. So, you know, the first subarray is minus 1 is also a subarray, sum is minus 1 only. Minus 1 and 3 is another subarray. If I add them together, 2 is the sum. Minus 1, 3 and 4 is another subarray. If I add them together, sum is 6. Minus 1, 3, 4, minus 2 is also a subarray, which I add together is 4. Then next one, 3 is a subarray, sum is 3. 3 and 4 is a subarray. If I add, sum is 7. 3, 4 and minus 2 is another subarray. If I add together, the sum is 5. Then 4 is a subarray, sum is 4 only. 4 and minus 2 is also subarray. Add them together and you will get the sum as 2. So, these are all the different subarrays and their sum. Now, look at all the sums and tell me which is the largest sum? 7, and 7 must be our output, and that is nothing but this subarray, 3 and 4. I hope you are able to think. So, you got the idea of what the question is trying to ask you. Now, how can we solve it? Obviously, there is a naive approach and there is an efficient optimized approach. First, let us look at the naive approach, right? So, this is my array. What I am going to do is, I will also bring the table in front of you so that we have it as a reference. I am going to create a variable called as maxsum, which is what ultimately what is inside this maxsum is going to be my output. And I am going to create a variable called as sum, which will help me calculate the sum of every subarray. I hope you are able to think. Now, how are we going to do it? One way to do it is, you can declare I and I will be looping over this entire array. I hope you are able to think. So, basically I starts from 0. Now, you know from the 0th element, how many subarrays can you have? Minus 1, minus 1 and 3, minus 1, 3, 4, minus 1, 3, 4, minus 2, all this. So, to help find the sum of all the subarrays, what I am going to do is, I am going to employ another person called as j. And j is going to start from where I is. So, what I am going to do is, first thing is j will be like, okay, minus 1 is a subarray. I hope you are able to think. Now, what I will do is, whatever is the j element, I will add it to the existing value of sum. What is the existing value of sum? 0. 0 plus minus 1 means how much will sum become? Sum is going to become minus 1. Any confusion till here? Next, the moment I do that, I will also check whether my existing sum is greater than the max sum. Existing sum is minus 1. Right now max sum is 0. Which is greater, 0 or minus 1? All of you know it is nothing but 0, right? So, max sum will remain 0 only. It will be the max of sum and max sum. I hope you are able to think. Then what is going to happen is, I will not move forward. J is going to move forward. And what I am going to do is, now I am assuming this is the subarray, minus 1 and 3. So, what I will do is, whatever is the j value, I will add it to sum. I hope you are able to think. So, sum had minus 1. If you add 3 to it, minus 1 plus 3 is nothing but 2. I hope you are able to understand. So, sum is going to become 2. Now, the moment sum changes, I will check, is sum greater than the max sum? If sum is greater than the maximum, or whichever is the larger or max between both two, that will become maximum. And 2 is larger, so maximum right now becomes 2. I hope everybody has been able to understand. Then what happens is, again j moves forward. If j moves forward, now I am assuming minus 1, 3 and 4 is my subarray, like this. I hope you are able to think. What I will do is, to find the sum of this subarray, all I have to do is, take the j value, add it to sum. Because as of now, sum has sum of these two elements, now I am adding j. So if I add 4 to existing value of sum, 4 plus 2 is 6, and hence sum is going to become 6. I hope you are able to understand. Is 6 greater or 2 greater? Obviously 6 is greater, which means maximum has to be updated and it has to become 6. Again j moves forward. If j moves forward, next element is minus 2, which means I am assuming this is the subarray, minus 1, 3, 4, minus 2. Now if I add minus 2 also to the existing value of sum, 6 minus 2 is going to become 4. And now tell me, is 4 greater or 6 greater? 6. So maximum is going to be 6 only. Then j is going to move forward. If j moves forward, then it goes outside the boundary, and hence now j will not move. What is going to move is I. What is going to move is I. Wherever I is, j starts from there. I hope you are able to understand. Then again, its duties, like 3, 3, 4, 3, 4, minus 2. These are the different subarrays you have. So the moment I moves forward, you must reinitialize your sum and make it as 0. That is very, very important. I hope you are able to think. Again, I will start with j. Whatever is j, add it to sum. Sum will become 0 plus 3, it is going to become 3. Is 3 greater or 6 greater? 6. So maximum is even now 6 only. Then I doesn't move forward, j moves forward. Now I am finding the sum of 3, 4 subarray, this. And 3 plus 4 is 7. For that, all you have to do is take j, add it to the existing value of sum. So sum becomes 7. Tell me, is 7 greater or 6 greater? 7, which means maximum should become equal to sum. Any confusion till here? Yes sir, great. Next what? J moves forward. J moves forward, and now I have minus 2. What is going to happen is, find, add it to sum. If I add it to sum, 7 minus 2 is nothing but 5. Sum is going to become 5. And tell me, should maximum be updated? No, because 7 is greater than 5. So it will be 7 only. Next, j moves forward. If j moves forward, obviously it will go outside the loop. And once j goes outside the loop, it's time for I to increment. And if in case I increments, I is going to come here. I hope you are able to think. The moment I increments, j is going to start from where I is. But every time I increments, it is your duty to reinitialize sum with 0. I hope you are able to think. Now for 4 and then 4 and minus 2. These are my two subarrays. So first, whatever is j value, add it to sum. Sum is going to become 4. Should I update maximum? No, because 7 is greater than 4. No need to change it. Next, what is going to happen is j will move forward. Now I want to find 4 and minus 2 sum. All you have to do is add j value to sum. If I add j value to sum, 4 minus 2 is going to become 2. Should I update maximum? No, because it is still greater than sum. Now you are able to think. Next, j moves forward. If j moves forward, then it is over. Now I has to move forward. If I moves forward, what is going to happen is, first and foremost, j will start from wherever I is starting. Next, sum is always going to be updated and made as 0. I hope you are able to understand. Again, now this is my only subarray. So what is the sum of the subarray? Minus 2 only. So whatever is j value, add it to sum. 0 plus minus 2 is going to be minus 2 only. Obviously, if I see which is max between maximum and sum, maximum is only larger, so maximum will be 7 itself. Next, j goes outside. If j goes outside, its looping is over. Next, I moves forward. If I moves forward, I also will move outside. If I moves outside, iteration is over. I hope you are able to think. And you would have found all the subarrays and all its sums. Ultimately, what is there in maximum is 7. And is 7 not the largest sum? And that is what you have to return. Now, if I have to write this as code, code is quite straightforward. First, I will outside be creating a variable called as maxsum. I will be initializing it to 0. Then I will run a loop where I will tell, hey, I, please start from 0 and go to the end of my array, so length of a. Inside this, what I am going to do is, first and all, I will create a variable sum, initialize it to 0. Next I am going to write another loop where j starts from wherever I is and j goes till the end of my array. As simple as that. Then what is j's duty? Very simple. Whatever is the old value of sum, to that I have to add whatever was there in j. And that becomes my new value of sum. That is what we were doing. I hope you are able to think. Every time you add j value to sum, you must see whether that sum is greater than max sum. I hope you are able to think. How will you do it? Find max between both of them. Whichever is max, that is only max sum. I hope you are able to think. So I can say like this, that max sum is equal to whatever is the max between my sum and max sum. Whatever is larger, that will only become max sum. I hope you are able to think. This loop keeps going on, going on, going on. When you come outside, whatever is the value of max sum, return it. I hope you are able to understand. So this is quite straightforward. This is our naive approach. And if you ask me the time complexity, I think by now everybody knows. Whenever you have nested loops, this is going, I is going in worst case from 0 till end. J is also going from worst case from 0 till end, which means this is big O of n, this is inside n, so big O of n square. So n square solution this is. That is why it's a naive approach. It's an n square approach. We don't want an n square approach. You don't need great programmers to write n square approach. Great programmers are required to optimize this. Now, how can we optimize it? Let me show you. Alright, now you must be wondering, what is that optimized solution? Now, to understand this optimized solution, you must understand that many times in your DSA journey, in your competitive programming journey, in your interview preparation journey, you will find questions which is going to ask you to find the sum of a contiguous subarray in your original array. And you will also encounter situations where you will have to find the largest sum, which you can use in multiple different ways. Now, because this is such a common thing, a great personality called as Kadanes came up with an algorithm. It's called as Kadanes algorithm, and it's a must-know algorithm for any DSA aspirant who wants to master programming. Now, Kadanes algorithm is famous for helping you find the largest sum subarray in a given array in big O of n complexity. In other words, linear time. Quadratic time can be made linear time. In one iteration you can find. How, sir, you may ask. Now, the code is very simple, hardly some 10 lines code. But to understand the 10 lines code, first what that code's intuition is, you must understand. So for that, let me take an example. Assume this is the array that I have. 18 elements I have. Both positive elements, both negative elements also. Now, I am just going to run one loop where I starts from 0, I will go to the end. By the time I goes to the end, I have a variable called as maxsum. Inside this maxsum, I will have the maximum sum. But how? What is this Kadanes algorithm? Okay. Now, for you to understand, I am going to give you a non-technical example just so that it sits at the back of your mind. Now, guys, I want you to assume that instead of 18 integers, you have the bank balance of 18 businessmen. I hope you're able to understand. You have the bank balance of 18 businessmen. Okay. Now, sir, what is negative bank balance? Negative bank balance means, forget about having a bank balance. He owes the bank money. He is under debt. He's taken a loan. I hope you're able to understand, right? So now, not only that, these businessmen are not normal businessmen. They are Gujarati businessmen. Now, those of you who are from India know that one of the leading business-minded families of entire India are Gujarati families, right? They are born with a business mind. Majority of them take business as a career. And the best part about the Gujarati community is that they love to help each other. They love to help each other, right? And that is how they are so successful in business, because they very openly help another Gujarati in establishing his business. Having said that, I want you to think of it this way. Okay. Now, these are 18 Gujaratis. The first Gujarati businessman, okay, thinks that, hey, let me start collaborating or let me start associating with the other businessman. If I have 5 crores with me, If I go on collaborating with the other Gujarati businessmen, obviously we will have more money, more capital to run business. I hope you're able to think. And any business which has deep pockets can really outperform business with less capital to spend. I hope you're able to think. So, how this algorithm works is, listen to me. What I will do is, max sum I have created as a variable. I will assume initially that the first person, right, the first person, whatever is the value, that is a of 0, that is only the maximum sum, I will assume. Okay. Now, maximum sum I will initialize it as 5. Okay, great. Now look. Now, forget about it. We have to initialize it. We initialized it. Now, this Gujarati businessman is going to go to the next businessman and tell, hey, listen, why don't you associate with me? Now, you think about this second guy. You think about this second guy. So, I am just moving I forward. Okay. Now, what I am going to do is, I am going to just create one table here. I am going to call it as sum. I am going to solve it as sum. Now, what I want you to understand is, first and foremost, what was the first sum initially? It was 5. So, I am telling 5 and that is what you initialized it. Next, I am going to the next businessman. Now, how much does the next businessman have? So, I am just moving I forward. The next businessman has 6 crores. Now, if he has to tie hands with you, what will he look at? He will look at a simple thing. That if I tie hands with you, will we have more capital or less capital? I hope you're able to understand. Will anybody partner with you who has less capital? No. Together you must have more capital. So what will happen is, 5 plus 6 if I had, how much will I get? 11. So obviously, is 11 crores more than 6 crores? Yes. Which means he's like, wow, if I associate with this guy, I will have 11 crores. Very happily he will associate with you. You can join hands together. Now, what is the sum? 11. Whenever you get a sum, check whether it is greater than the max sum. Is it greater than the max sum? Yes. If it is greater than the max sum, update it. Max sum becomes 11. I hope you are able to understand. I moves forward. Now the next businessman. Okay. Minus 3 means he is under loss. Now, why will these two people help a guy who is under loss? I told you in the starting, they are Gujaratis. They love to help their own community. So, though this guy is under loss, they will tell, no, don't worry, brother, come with us. We will help you repay your loan. You come with us, you work with us, we will prosper together. And that is how the community works. I hope you are able to understand. So, what will happen is, 5 plus 6 minus 3. Which means, now these people have to pay his 3 crores loan. If they pay his 3 crores loan, from 11 minus 3, how much is it going to become? 8. Sum has become 8. I hope you are able to think. Now, tell me, this is the sum right now. Is it greater than the max sum? No, max sum remains the same. As of now, it is 11. Okay, I moves forward. If I moves forward, the next Gujarati businessman has 7 crores. What is he going to do? He is going to see that, hey, I have 7 crores. If I combine with these 3 guys, will I have more capital or less capital? Tell me, what was the previous sum? 8. What is this guy's value? 7. Obviously, he can associate. He will have more capital. So, he will tell, yeah, let's join hands. And hence, 5 plus 6 minus 3 plus 7. How much will you get? 15. I hope you are able to understand. That is the new sum you got. Is the new sum greater than the max sum? Max sum was 11, new sum is 15. So, obviously, you have got a larger sum. Update max sum. Max sum becomes 15. Any confusion till this point of time? Similarly, now I will move I forward. If I move I forward, look at this guy. He is sinking in loans. Minus 13. I hope you are able to understand. Now, why will these people help a guy who is under loss? They are Gujaratis. I hope you are able to understand. And hence, they will help. And if they decide to help that guy, 5 plus 6 minus 3 plus 7 minus 13. What is the sum going to become? 2. Is 2 greater than max sum? No. 2 is not greater than max sum. If 2 is not greater than max sum, don't update. I hope you are able to understand. Next, I moves forward. If I moves forward, next 8. Now tell me, this 8 crores guy, will he associate with these people? Now very simple. The sum, total capital that these people had was 2 crores. This guy has 8 crores. If they combine together, obviously capital increases, it becomes 10 crores. So he will tell, yes, let's join together. And hence 5 plus 6 minus 3 plus 7 minus 13 plus 8 is nothing but 10. That is your new sum. Is it greater than the max sum? No. No means don't change it. It remains the same. I moves forward. If I moves forward, Next guy has minus 2. Now, will he join? Obviously, he will be very happy to join because he's under loss. Will these people accept him? They have to because he's a Gujarati. I hope you're able to understand. And hence, if they do that, then if I add minus 2 to the previous thing, what will I get? 8. Is 8 greater than the previous maximum, which is 15? No. No means don't update. I moves forward. If I moves forward, then next one is 5. Will this guy associate? 100% he will, because previously they had 8 crores. If they combine together, they will have 13 crores. So see, if I add everything and I add plus 5 to it, I will get 13. I hope you're able to understand. Is 13 greater than 15? No. No means don't add max. Any confusion till here? Now, next I moves forward. Next guy has minus 6. Will he join them? 100% he will join because he is under loan. Now, will they help him? Yes, because they are Gujaratis. So, if they combine together, then everything minus 6 means previous one was 13. 13 minus 6 is 7. Is 7 greater than the previous maximum? No. No means don't add it. Okay. I moves forward. If I moves forward, next thing is 7. Now, will this fellow join? Now, obviously, previous sum was 7. If he joins, it will be 7 plus 7, 14 crores. So, capital will increase. Yes, he will join. So, if in case I add everything and plus 7, I will get 14. 14 is my sum now. Is it greater than the previous maximum sum? No. No means don't update because it was 15. I hope you're able to understand. Great. I moves forward. Now, minus 11. Now, minus 11 means he will happily join them. They will happily accept him because he's part of the same community. So, if I add everything and minus 11 to it, what will I get the sum as? 3. Is 3 greater than the maximum? No. No means don't update. I moves forward. Next, what will happen is 3. Now, will this fellow join? Obviously, he will join because he has 3 crores. They had 3 crores with them. Combined together, they will have 6 crores. So, if I add everything together and plus 3, I will get 6. 6 is my sum. But is it greater than maximum? No. No means don't update. I moves forward. Oh, this guy has 10 crores. Will he join hands with them? Yes, because they had 6 crores. If his 10 crores is joined, they will have 16 crores. So, obviously, he will be happy to join because capital increases. So, see, everything plus 10 means how much is the value? 16. I hope you are able to understand. Is 16 greater than the maximum? Yes. If so, then 16 is your maximum. Maximum gets updated. Any confusion till here? Then I moves forward. Now this guy has a negative balance. He will happily join. They will have to accept him because Gujaratis help Gujaratis. And hence, if I add everything together and minus 10, 16 minus 10, how much will the sum be? 6. 6 is it greater than 16? No, which means I will not update maximum. Now, I moves forward. If I moves forward, the next one is minus 6. Now, obviously, if this guy joins the existing set of people, then watch it, everything minus 6 if I do. They had 6 crores, minus 6 means now it will become 0. I hope you are able to understand. Great. Next, I moves forward. Oh, next guy has minus 10, which means they will obviously have to accept him because they're Gujaratis. He is in a loan, he will obviously join them, right? Which means if I add everything minus 10, previously they had nothing. Minus 10 means now they are under loss. Minus 10 crores debt they are under. I hope you are able to understand. Now I moves forward. Now the next Gujarati businessman has 7 crores. The previous guys, a businessman will only join the gang if it benefits him. I hope you are able to understand. Either capital should increase or his loan should get repaid. But this guy, if he joins them, then what will happen? What will happen is from minus 10, it will become minus 3. Any advantage for him? No, he will not join. He will not join. In other words, only if the previous people had a positive value with them or even 0 is fine, a new businessman will join them. How are you able to think? But if they are already under loan, will a new businessman join them who is not under loan? How are you able to think? Why will he join? He will not join. In other words, is the previous sum 0? No. 0 means at least he could have started. Is the previous sum negative? Yes. How are you able to understand? Why will he join? I hope you're able to think. So this guy will say, sorry, I don't want to join you guys. I will do business on my own. Which means from here, this fellow will be like, okay, I will start on my own and I will see who new people I can bring in. Which means it starts from 7. I hope you're able to understand. So what is the sum? 7. Is it greater than the previous max sum? No. No means don't update. Next, I moves forward. Next guy has 2 crores. If they both combine, will they be under profit? Yes, which means he will join. So 7 plus 2, it becomes 9. Is 9 greater than the previous max sum 16? No. No means don't update. I moves forward. I goes outside the boundary. I hope you're able to understand. If I goes outside the boundary, then looping is over. Now look at my max sum. What is there? 16. And which one gave me 16? This. Which means the maximum contiguous subarray, which gives me the maximum sum, is nothing but from 5 till 10. I hope you're able to understand. This is the maximum subarray. I hope you're able to understand. As simple as that. Did everyone understand? So this is how Kadane's algorithm works. It's very simple code. But without getting the intuition of the code, if you try to write the code, you will get confused. Okay, sir, what is the code look like, you may ask? Well, it's very simple. I am now removing all this. I am just writing the code for it. Now look at the code. How the code starts is like this. First and foremost, just one loop. So before the loop, I will tell that I have one variable called as sum. I have a variable called as max sum. I hope you're able to understand. Initially, I will assume that the first variable, that value only is my sum. So a of 0. I will assume that the max sum is also a of 0 only. Now from here I have to continue. I hope you're able to understand. So I will tell for I starting from 0 till the length of a. I hope you're able to understand. Now what must happen inside this? What must happen inside this is very simple. Now let us assume like this, right? That when will a businessman join? A businessman will join only if the sum is a positive value or 0 is also fine. If it is a negative, no businessman will join an existing business. A new businessman will not venture with you. He will not partner with you. Which means, what should I check? I will check if in case the sum value, the previous sum value, if it is greater than or equal to 0, then I want to join the business. If I want to join the business, what will I do? I will tell sum is equal to old value of sum plus that businessman's money, which is a of I. Did you understand? Okay. Else means what? If it is not greater than 0, if it is not equal to 0, it means it is negative. If it means it is negative, then this businessman is going to start on his own. I hope you are able to understand. Which means sum begins from his money. I hope you are able to understand. For example, this businessman at 7 didn't want to join hands with others because they were negative. So what did he do? He told, I will start from fresh, I will start on my own and I will start bringing others into my business. So what happens? What happens is sum becomes equal to a of I. I hope you are able to understand. As simple as that. Any confusion till here? Now, once you come out of both if and else, you have to see whether the existing sum is it greater than the max sum. So I will just check if in case my sum value is greater than my max sum. If it is greater than my max sum, then my max sum should become equal to sum. As simple as that. Any confusion to that? So very simple. Go from starting till ending. Okay. Now, if that ith businessman must join you, then either you must have no loss, 0 loss, or you must have more money with you. So it should be greater than or equal to 0. If it is greater than or equal to 0, he will join you. Otherwise, he will continue on his own. He will start from scratch. I hope you are able to understand. And if the sum is greater than the previous value of max sum that you are finding, then update max sum, and ultimately at the end of it you will get the max sum. I hope the intuition of Kadane's algorithm is clear to each and every one of you. Now all that is remaining is for us to write the code and see if all test cases pass. Let's go to that. Alright, now it's just time for us to write code. So as you can see, there is a function called as max subarray, which is accepting an integer array A. Now we have to just write our logic. So what is our logic? I'll create an integer variable called as max sum. I will initialize it with the first value in my array, so A of 0. Similarly, I'll create one more variable called as sum, and I will initialize that also with the first variable of my array. I hope I'm able to make you understand. Now I will run a loop from beginning till ending. So for int I beginning from 0, or in fact you can start from 1 itself, because anyways 0th element you have stored, so yeah, make it as 1, and then I less than a dot length, because I wanted to go till the end, and I plus plus I will tell, and inside that I will just go, and it's very simple guys. See, I'll put a comment double slash, okay, join business, join you tell, join, press enter, come down, enter, don't join I will tell. Now, when will a person join the existing business? So, you will join the existing business only if the existing business people are not under any loss. Profit is there or not is secondary. If they don't have loss, it's good. If they have profit, even better, right? So, how will you write that condition? Very simple. I'll go there and I will tell. Now, see the first businessman, you stored whatever he has in sum. Now, if in case whatever money he has is 0 or greater than that, only then the second person will join. So, if in case sum is greater than or equal to 0, then I will come inside and I will tell, okay, I will also join. So, I will also join means I should add my money also to the sum. So, I will tell sum plus equal to A of I plus equal to A of I. So, you know, what does this mean? Sum equal to sum plus A of I. Any confusion? Else. Else means don't join. So, I will tell else. No. Why would you type there? Type here. Else, and then that means don't join, right? So, what do you mean by don't join? Don't join means I'll tell, okay, you guys, I don't want to join from you. I'll start from scratch and I will see if others will join me. So, I will tell sum is equal to A of I. It begins from here. I hope you're able to understand. Okay. So, I'll remove that don't join, and then ultimately what I'm going to do is I will go here and return the max sum. So, delete all these extra lines from the for loop, and outside the for loop I will just go and I am going to return max sum, because that is what has the maximum sum. If in case I now run the code, one can notice that it has told a wrong answer. So, go on top. Okay, go on top, make it as from 0 itself. Okay, now run the code. Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah, obviously we forgot the main thing. Go on top, make it as 1 itself. We were supposed to update max sum. We didn't do that only. So, I have to come here and outside the else block. What I have to do is I have to now update the max sum. So, how will you do that? Math dot, or you can just say if in case the sum is greater than the max sum, then that has to be the max sum. This greater than, not less than. Max sum, then max sum has to be equal to sum. So, this main condition we forgot. So, I will tell max sum equal to sum. So, this condition was not put. Good. If in case now I run the code, then clearly one can notice that yes, it has got accepted, and if in case I submit it, then clearly one can notice that definitely, you know, all test cases will be passing. Okay, so it is 100% faster than most of the Java submissions. Why is that? Because we have used Kadane's algorithm. Okay, So I hope you have understood Kadane's algorithm, and whenever you have to calculate the maximum sum of a subarray in a given array, Kadane's algorithm will flash you immediately and you will use it, right? Anyways, I'll see you in the next program. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.